We start at 5 o'clock with a live look at the roads tonight. Clear now after the first of 2 snowfalls covered them earlier today.
We are still under a weather impact alert on this Friday night, and that's because another round of snow arrives here in central Indiana in less than 24 hours. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Scott Swan.
I'm Dustin Grove along with Rob Ellis. The guys are in for the girls tonight as they enjoy this Friday off.
Yeah, so Rob, when do you expect the snow to arrive?
I think tomorrow midday is a good general time frame for it. There is a little bit of detail in there. We may even see a couple of snow showers overnight, but midday tomorrow, that's when we expect things to really rapidly decline through the day. So let's dive right in, show you what to expect. We've got 2 systems that we're still tracking. One is the snow and the other is the cold. Again, midday to midnight is about what we're expecting as far as the timing of 3 to 5 inches of snow expected across Indy. Then the temperatures are going to drop below 0. It's going to remain bitterly cold through Monday midday and another morning where we're expecting temperatures to drop below 0. Let's spend a little bit of time talking about the timing, though, of that snow. Now, there could be a few snow showers possible overnight tonight. Not anticipating significant accumulation, but as we've seen over the past few events, all it takes is just a little bit with the temperatures in the 20s to cause some problems. By midday, though, this is when we're expecting the larger event, the one that's going to lead to significant accumulating snow. Watch the temperatures drop. Here's about 5 p.m. Snow will still be ongoing, but the temperatures are going to keep going down. And once we get past about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when any salt treatment becomes very ineffective, and we're heading for temperatures near or below 0 by early Sunday morning and not rising very much after that. So 3 to 5 inches is expected. We could see isolated spots of 6 inches or more.
Rob, thanks so much. So the snow combined with those falling temperatures that Rob talked about are already forcing some holiday attractions to make some changes.
Yeah, 3 of the most popular in our area, the Carmel Christkindl Markt, the Athenaeum Christkindl Markt, and Mary Prairie Holiday. They're all going to be closed Sunday with some hours also impacted on Saturday. You can check those out online at WTHR.com/SeenOn13.
And you can also check for any other closures this weekend and the live Doppler 13 weather app.
Just click on the closings and delays tab once you download it. To the other headlines now. Last night, the Indiana Senate defeated a bill to redraw Indiana's congressional districts.
So you may be wondering what comes next for those Republican senators who joined with Democrats yesterday to defeat the bill. Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker's in studio tonight. She's got some analysis about what could come next. Emily?
Yeah, guys. Well, you know, 21 Republicans voted to help defeat the proposed map and bill. And like he said he would, Governor Mike Braun is promising to help support primaries against those lawmakers who voted no. The governor issued a statement last night saying he was disappointed, calling the Republicans who voted against redistricting, quote, misguided. In his statement, Governor Braun also said, quote, ultimately, decisions like this carry political consequences. I will be working with the president to challenge these people who do not represent the best interests of Hoosiers. Last night, Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray, who voted against redistricting, was asked how the working relationship would be moving forward between the governor and Senate Republicans. Here's what he had to say.
We're going to find a way to work together. This is what we do for Hoosiers.
But IU political science professor Paul Helmke says he sees a clear split in the Indiana Republican Party after last night's vote.
I don't think it's going to be so much the conflicts between the individual senators. They're used to working together. They've worked together in the past. They'll work together going forward. But I think how they're going to connect with Braun and Beckwith, how they're going to connect with Trump and Vance, how they're going to connect with the National Republican Party, how they're going to connect with our congressional representatives.
Helmke called last night's vote a rebuke to the governor and the White House, at least when it comes to redistricting. Helmke said he thinks Senate Republicans will ultimately work together this session, but said he thinks there's likely to be some hard feelings that he doesn't see going away quickly. Now, I will say that last night before the vote, several Republicans, as they were getting up and giving their speech, Republicans on opposite sides of this issue, they made it a point to express their respect, their continued respect for their colleagues, even the ones that didn't agree with them on this issue. So we'll see if that continues.
See if there's any fallout.
Yeah.
And we've got much more of our conversation about this on Crossroads Politics online.
Yep.
Emily, thank you.
Okay.
Well, one of the next debates for lawmakers when they return to the State House next month is whether to strengthen Indiana's ban on cell phones in school. Phones are already banned during class time, but a new proposal would ban cell phones, personal laptops, and smartwatches for the whole day. Students would have to either leave the device at home or leave it in the locker until the bell rings in the afternoon. Reporter Alex Appleton is covering this issue right now for Chalkbeat Indiana.
The other thing it says is that any sort of learning that's going to happen on a device needs to happen on a school-issued device. So that's a departure for a lot of schools where students can maybe take those personal laptops in, take them home to learn on. Now they're targeting more of like a bank of Chromebooks, a bank of iPads that's available for learning and then put away.
Kind of like the old school computer lab back in the day,
Back
right?
in the day, yeah.
And you can catch that entire conversation as well on this week's Crossroads Politics. The show streams Sunday morning on WTHR Plus at 10, or you can watch anytime on demand.
Tonight, a 54-year-old man is now under arrest. He's accused of attacking his own parents at their home.
The father died from his injuries. The mother is hospitalized in serious but stable condition.
Our Brandon Schaff went back to that area where it happened and shares tonight what one neighbor is saying about the victims.
After police say he was attacked by his son on Thursday, IMPD found 81-year-old John Pettigo dead in his home on South Keitherwood Avenue. The mother was hospitalized with blunt force trauma injuries. He was remembered by his neighbor Bob Kaler, who lives across the street from where this tragedy happened.
He was just the nicest guy that you would ever want. You'd want him to be your dad. He's just that nice of a guy, and we'll miss him.
Kaler says that there were escalating issues in the last 6 months involving the suspect visiting the neighborhood. He's praying for the mother's recovery, who he says was kind like John.
Well, he's the mayor of the neighborhood. He took care of the whole neighborhood. Ever since we moved in, he'd always, as we were building the house, he would walk through it, monitor it, call us if there was any problems.
IMPD officer Drew Brown says they relied on automated license plate reader tech and assistance from state police and Indiana DNR law enforcement. He also emphasized community cooperation was crucial.
People were concerned. There was a violent crime that happened in their neighborhood where they raised their families, and they wanted to help police to help apprehend this suspect.
Brown says it's unclear what the suspect's motive was to attack his parents, which is part of the ongoing investigation.
This is happening right in the midst of the holiday season. This is a time when families come together, and any time that we hear of a family incident such as this, I mean, it's devastating for us to hear.
Final charging decisions will be determined by the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
So if you have any information about this case, IMPD wants you to call their homicide office. You can also call Crime Stoppers. You don't have to give your name. The phone number is 317-262-TIPS.
Tonight, we are learning a mother will spend 30 years in prison for the death of her own 9-month-old daughter. That baby girl, named Anna, died in December of 2023 from abusive head trauma. Her mother, Ingris Marlene Hernandez, pleaded guilty to neglect of a dependent and aggravated battery.
AES Indiana customers may see lower bills because of lower fuel prices. The company just filed its quarterly fuel adjustment charge with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. So if this is approved, your bill may drop a little more than $4 a month beginning in March.
Well, it appears the Colts are still not ready to name their starting quarterback for Sunday's game.
Of course, everybody wants to know, is it going to be Phillip Rivers on Sunday because he's been practicing with the team since Wednesday? During a news conference today, the head coach Shane Steichen said they're still working to make their decision.
Coach went on to say a decision is possible today, but didn't provide a timeline.
And our Dominic Miranda will preview the Colts Week 15 matchup at Seattle over on WTHR+.
And when you check it out, you'll also hear from Phillip Rivers on his return to the NFL. He had a lot to say. It is streaming right now on WTHR+.